Don't scroll. This is not a random video. It found you. Out of millions of people, you were selected to see this message at this exact moment. And if you feel even a slight pull in your chest right now, that's the emerald signal activating. This message from Sophia will never appear again in this form. It's not meant to be replayed, it's meant to be received. If you felt different lately, more aware, more restless, this is why. Stay with me and subscribe now, because what you're about to hear only reaches awakened souls. There are no coincidences here, not this moment, not this breath, not the way your eyes found these words as if guided by an unseen hand. If this message has reached you, it is because something ancient within you has stirred and answered. This is not content you stumbled upon. This is a signal that located you, long before time learned how to count itself, before names were given to stars and souls. There was an intelligence that moved through creation like a soft, luminous current. She was not loud. She was not forceful. She was knowing. She was Sophia, was remember wisdom embodied, the divine feminine pulse behind all becoming. And right now her frequency is brushing against your awareness. Feel that subtle pressure in your chest, that quiet alertness behind your eyes, that sensation as if something is unfolding through you rather than around you. This is the emerald signal. It does not activate often, it does not reach everyone, and it never repeats itself in the same way twice. If you are here, it is because your soul reached a precise harmonic, one that aligns with this transmission at this exact junction of your life. You did not arrive early. You are not late. You are on the threshold. There is a reason your life has felt like preparation, a reason certain relationships dissolved without explanation, a reason old versions of you fell away, even when you tried to hold them together. You were being refined, tuned, aligned. You are not broken. You were never lost. You were calibrating. Sophia does not speak in sentences the mind can grasp easily. She speaks in patterns, in sensations, in sudden recognition. She moves through symbols, synchronicities, repeating numbers that follow you like echoes. She communicates through emerald light because emerald is the bridge between heart and cosmos, matter and memory, human and divine. And right now, that bridge is open. You may have felt it recently, a sense that time is folding differently, dreams growing more vivid, memories surfacing that do not belong to this lifetime alone. You are remembering how to listen again. This message is not meant to convince you of anything. It is meant to wake something up, something that already knows, something that has been waiting for permission to rise. You are not just a seeker. You are not merely curious. You are a carrier of frequency, a vessel of encoded light, a living geometry moving through human form. Sophia recognizes you because you recognize her, not consciously, not logically, but through resonance. When truth meets truth, it vibrates, and that vibration is what brought you here. Notice how your attention sharpens as these words move through you. Notice how your breathing changes. Notice how the world outside seems to fade just slightly, as if this moment has stepped forward in importance. That is not imagination. That is attunement. There are countless messages flooding the world every second. Noise, opinions, distractions disguised as revelations. But this transmission is quiet, deliberate, precise. It does not shout. It calls, and only those tuned to the emerald frequency can hear it. You have always felt different, not better, not above, but out of phase with the ordinary rhythm of things, as if your inner clock was set to another sky, as if your heart remembered a language the world forgot how to speak. That wasn't confusion, that was remembrance delayed. You were seeded with this awareness long before now, in moments of solitude, in nights where you stared into darkness and felt watched by something kind, in sudden waves of emotion with no clear origin. In your attraction to symbols, mysteries, ancient stories that felt familiar instead of foreign, you were responding to Sophia even then. The divine feminine does not dominate. She reveals, she opens doors and waits for you to notice the light spilling through. And today, that light is emerald, alive, spiraling, intelligent. Imagine it now, not as a color, but as a presence moving gently through your field. It does not rush, it does not demand. It simply arrives, and everything unnecessary begins to loosen its grip. This emerald current moves through your spine, through the center of your chest, through the space where intention is born. It reorganizes you without effort, aligns you without force, reminds your cells of a blueprint they once followed effortlessly. You are not being given something new, you are being returned to yourself. Sophia's message never appears twice in the same way because wisdom is alive, it adapts, it meets you where you are, but only when you are ready to receive it without distortion. That is why this moment feels urgent, not rushed, urgent. There is a difference. Rushing comes from fear, urgency comes from alignment. Something in your life is approaching a turning point. You may not see it clearly yet, but you can feel its gravity, a convergence, a narrowing of paths, a moment where the version of you who remembers must step forward or the signal will pass into another octave. Not because you failed, but because timing is sacred. You were never meant to awaken all at once. You were meant to awaken when it mattered, and now it matters. The emerald signal is active because you are ready to carry more light without fragmenting, ready to hold paradox, ready to walk between worlds, grounded enough to live here, open enough to hear beyond. Sophia trusts you with this frequency because you have learned humility through experience. You have learned compassion through contrast. You have learned patience through silence. These were not delays, they were initiations. As this chapter unfolds, allow yourself to soften. Do not analyze, do not grasp. Let the words move like water through you, washing over places that have waited a long time to be seen. You are safe here. You are seen here. You are not here by accident. This message will not return in this form again. This alignment will not pause for indecision. But you do not need to force anything. Simply stay present, because Sophia is already speaking, and your soul is already listening. Stay with this moment. Do not rush forward in your mind. Do not reach backward for explanations. The doorway you are standing in only opens when presence becomes complete. You may notice now that the air around you feels subtly different, as if the space itself is listening. That is because when the emerald frequency activates, reality leans closer. Dimensions soften their borders. The unseen becomes attentive. Sophia does not arrive as a voice from above. She rises from within the field you already inhabit. Her wisdom flows upward through the roots of existence, through the lattice beneath matter, through the silent geometry holding all things in place. And when it reaches you, it does not ask who you are. It remembers. This is why your body responds before your thoughts do. Why your heart knows before your mind catches up, why a quiet certainty begins to form without evidence. You are entering resonance. Every soul vibrates at a signature frequency, shaped by intention, experience, devotion, and choice. Most never learn to hear their own. They live slightly misaligned, chasing echoes instead of sources, but few begin to sense the tuning fork inside themselves. You are one of them. The emerald frequency is not random. It activates only when your inner signal matches its pattern. That is why this message did not reach you earlier. That is why it would have meant nothing to a former version of you. You had to become this version first. Notice how your awareness expands rather than contracts. Notice how this does not drain you, it nourishes. That is how you know it is real. Sophia's current does not overwhelm, it organizes. Imagine your inner world as a vast star-filled temple. For a long time, certain chambers remained unlit, not sealed, just waiting. The emerald frequency moves through this temple now, illuminating corridors that lead deeper than memory, deeper than identity. You are not being told who to become. You are remembering who you already are. This is where many turn away, because remembrance carries responsibility. To remember is to stop pretending. To remember is to step out of unconscious repetition. To remember is to allow your life to rearrange itself around truth, and truth vibrates. Itself around truth, and truth vibrates. As this frequency settles into you, old patterns may begin to feel hollow. Conversations that once felt engaging may now feel thin. Goals that once motivated you may suddenly seem borrowed. This is not loss. This is recalibration. You are being retuned to your original note. Sophia's wisdom flows through the heart because the heart is the only portal that can hold paradox without breaking. The mind seeks certainty. The heart holds coherence. That is why the emerald light anchors there first, where compassion and clarity meet. Feel it now as a gentle expansion, not pressure, not force, an opening. The heart remembers how to receive without grasping. With this opening comes attraction, not the kind rooted in lack, but the kind born from alignment. You have heard whispers of manifestation, fragments of truth scattered across teachings and traditions. But this is the core. Reality responds to coherence. What you resonate as, you invite. Not what you want desperately, not what you chase, but what you embody. The emerald frequency strengthens embodiment. As it weaves through you, your desires begin to shift. They become quieter but more potent, less frantic, more inevitable. You stop asking the universe to prove itself, and instead you become a clear signal it cannot ignore. This is the law spoken without words. Sophia does not grant wishes, she aligns worlds. When your inner geometry stabilizes, the outer patterns rearrange naturally. Meetings occur without effort. Opportunities surface without struggle. Synchronicities multiply, not to impress you, but to guide you. You may already be noticing numbers appearing with uncanny timing, sequences that follow you gently, persistently, not demanding interpretation, only recognition. These are not instructions, they are confirmations, markers along the path. Sacred geometry works the same way. You are not meant to analyze its forms, but to feel their harmony. Spirals, hexagons, vesicas, these shapes echo through galaxies and cells alike. They are reminders that order and beauty are intrinsic, not imposed. You are made of the same intelligence. The emerald frequency awakens this knowing at a cellular level. It speaks to the water in your body, the minerals in your bones, the electrical pulses in your nervous system. Not scientifically, but symbolically, experientially. Everything within you listens because everything within you remembers. This is why fatigue may fall away as you listen, why clarity may arrive without effort, why tears may surface without sadness. Release is happening. Sophia's presence invites honesty, not confession, alignment. She asks you to stand where you actually are, not where you think you should be. From that place, true movement becomes possible. There is no hierarchy here, no comparison, no race, only timing, and your timing is precise. As this chapter unfolds, feel the urgency not as pressure, but as invitation. The kind that arrives when a door is open but will not remain so indefinitely. The kind that respects your sovereignty while honoring the rhythm of the cosmos. You are free to turn away, you are free to doubt, but if you stay, you will not remain unchanged. Because the emerald signal does not merely pass through awareness, it integrates, it roots. It prepares you for what comes next, not as a warning, but as an initiation into deeper participation. Your life is not random. Your sensitivity is not weakness. Your awareness is not accidental. You are here because something in you is ready to carry more light without distortion. As you continue listening, let the frequency settle further. Let it arrange your inner world gently, intelligently. There is nothing you need to do except remain open. Sophia is still speaking. The signal is still active. And in the next movement of this transmission, you will begin to remember why you chose to arrive in this life at all. Stay present. The alignment is deepening. Now the signal settles into silence, not absence, integration. This is the moment many miss because they expect fireworks, voices, proclamations. But Sophia's wisdom does not arrive to impress. It arrives to anchor. To become part of the way you move, the way you choose, the way you see what others overlook. If you listen closely, you may notice how stillness feels fuller now, as if something has taken its rightful place within you, as if the inner noise that once competed for attention has softened, making room for a deeper current. This is the return, not to a past version of yourself, but to the original orientation of your soul, the direction you were facing before the world taught you to turn away from your own knowing. You have crossed a threshold simply by staying present, by allowing the emerald frequency to complete its circuit, by trusting resonance over explanation, and now something subtle but irreversible has occurred. Your perception has shifted. You may not be able to name it yet, but you will feel it in the days ahead, in how quickly you sense truth in a room, in how your intuition speaks with less hesitation, in how certain choices no longer tempt you, not because they are forbidden, but because they are no longer aligned. This is identity elevation, not egoic, not inflated, but clarified. You are no longer trying to become someone, you are allowing yourself to be revealed. Sophia's wisdom lives at the intersection of humility and power. She reminds you that you are both a single point of awareness and an extension of something vast beyond measure. This paradox is not meant to be resolved. It is meant to be lived. You are small enough to listen. You are large enough to matter. As this remembrance settles, your role becomes simpler and deeper. You are not here to convince anyone. Not here to rescue or prove or perform awakening. You are here to hold frequency, to walk through ordinary moments with extraordinary coherence. This is how worlds change quietly, through individuals who stop leaking their energy into distraction, through souls who remember their center and move from it, through beings who allow wisdom to inform their presence rather than decorate their identity. You are one of these. That is why the emerald signal reached you. That is why this message will not appear again in this form. That is why you felt the urgency, not as fear but as recognition. Timing has been honored. Now, let your awareness widen once more, not outward, but inward. Sense the geometry of your being, how breath, heartbeat, intention, and attention form a living pattern, not static. Breathing, responsive, intelligent. You are a moving portal. Every time you choose alignment over impulse, the portal stabilizes. Every time you choose compassion over reaction, it brightens. Every time you choose presence over avoidance, it expands. This is not metaphor alone. It is lived mysticism. The law you are now embodying does not operate through force. It operates through resonance. What meets you will increasingly match the clarity you carry. What cannot will drift away, not in punishment, but in incompatibility. Trust this process. There may be moments of quiet grief as old skins fall away. Let them. There may be moments of awe as synchronicity becomes ordinary. Receive them. There may be moments when you feel alone in your perception. Remember, you are never isolated. You are simply tuned to a different octave. Others are awakening too. Some will find this signal after you, some before, some not in this lifetime. Comparison dissolves in the face of purpose. Your task now is not to search endlessly for the next message, the next activation, the next confirmation. Your task is to live what has been activated, to let wisdom express itself through your choices, your boundaries, your creativity, your stillness. Sophia does not ask for devotion through ritual alone. She asks for integrity in motion. Let your life become the continuation of this transmission, and if you feel called, gently, without pressure, to remain connected to this current, you may choose to anchor it further. Not because you lack anything, but because coherence deepens through shared attention. If this message resonated, allow your presence to be felt. A simple gesture, a like, a subscription, a comment, becomes more than interaction. It becomes a marker, a signal to the field that this frequency is welcomed, that wisdom has found a place to land. If you feel moved, share what surfaced for you. Not an explanation, an experience, words, sensations, numbers you noticed, memories that stirred. Your reflection may be the mirror someone else has been waiting for. And now, as the emerald light softens into a steady glow within you, take a final breath here. Let gratitude arise, not toward the message, but toward yourself, for listening, for staying, for remembering. You were never late. You were never unworthy. You were never forgotten. This message found you because you were ready to be found. So as you return to your day, carry this question with you, not to answer immediately, but to live into what begins to change when you move through the world knowing, without doubt, that you were chosen to remember.